A green and graceful day, University of the East, and to our panel of judges. I'm Maria Flor de Lis Mabao, proudly representing the city in the sky, Antipolo City. I'm a corporate treasurer, an advocate, and an entrepreneur. And through this lens, I see how fast-paced industries disrupts the natural balance of our ecosystem. That's why I advocate for the preservation of our microbiomes, the tiny microorganisms that help sustain our climate, help regulate our climate, balance our oceans, and provide food. We may be part of the problem, but the silver lining is our power to be part of the solution. Thank you.
Now it's time for our dearest judges and students to ask questions.
Good afternoon, Antipolo. You mentioned about fast-paced industry. Let me mention one. The fashion and beauty industry accounts for 10% of global carbon emissions, and which makes it as one of the biggest environmental problems of our time. So you are part of the beauty and fashion industry and a beauty queen too. So what have you done so far to lessen your fashion carbon footprint?
To everyone's knowledge, I actually own a fashion brand rooted in sustainable and conscious designs. We prioritize materials and practices that are gentle to our environment. Other than that, I also advocate for quality over quantity. We don't need a lot to be fashionable. We just have to be mindful of what we consume and the availability that we have.
Next judge, please. We have our student from University of the East to ask a question.
Good afternoon, lovely lady. I am Romain Winsel. I am Romain Winsel Alex D, grade 12 from the Accountancy, Business and Management program. And this is my question. Do you think climate activism on social media is enough? I repeat, do you think climate activism on social media is enough?
I definitely think climate activism in social media is not enough. Our social media is an effective medium to communicate, but we need action. Message is not enough. We need to start now. And as students of University of the East, I encourage you to practice sustainable practices and be part of the solution. Thank you.
Thank you po.
We can ask for more questions from our student.
Hello, my name is Benicio Olipon. My question for you is, how can we, as a people, strike a balance between urban development and natural conservation?
We often see progress as building more and pushing humanity forward. But progress is defined by how we build more, we grow more without damaging our environment. I think what is needed is a plan to balance between how we can grow without damaging our environment. Thank you.
Thank you.
One last question from our judges.
What is your biggest contribution to our environment so far?
And that's it. That was Antipolo City.
Thank you so much.
Up next, Vigan, Ilocos Sur.
Naimbag nga malem tayo amin, siya ni Austhrie Sanchez, 22 years old, hailing from the heritage city of Vigan, province of Ilocos Sur. Facts about me is that I'm a graduate of medical biology. Aside from that, I was sold and adopted at only few weeks old. But then my life was rewritten by an unexpected silver lining because my mother, who is a senior citizen and a single mother, raised me into the compassionate and to the multi-advocate woman that I am right now. That is why I have my project right now named Footprints for the Future. All of my social activities actually falls under one umbrella of sustainable ecotourism. So back in my province, I was able to collaborate with the local government unit of Vigan City, wherein we are able to implement tree planting activities, advocacy walk and talk, and we are also able to upcycle trash and election materials, wherein we are able to turn them and shred them into my hashtag HappyLow that we've donated to the local or the elderly facility back in my province named Balay Taripato. Aside from that, we also did an initiative on cleanup drives wherein we've eliminated all the invasive water lilies and dried them up and turned them into handicrafts that hopefully soon we are able to sell and to fundraise for the animal shelters, not just in my province, but hopefully we are able to expand them here in Manila because we all know that we have a lot of animal shelters here. Thank you.
Questions from our judges.
Hi, Miss Vigan.
Good afternoon po.
How can you use your platform as a beauty queen to raise awareness about the environmental challenges faced by indigenous communities? And how can you use your voice to amplify the voices of indigenous communities and advocate for their rights?
Thank you for that wonderful question. Well, as a Miss Philippines Earth hopeful, we are a spokesperson. I am a spokesperson. And it is very imperative to use our voice to amplify the voices, especially of the indigenous people. Simple things like collaborating with our local government unit, especially to collaborate with non-government organizations, smart civic society, so that we are able to propose different kind of initiatives, projects, programs, and activities that we can do to create inclusive implementations to involve the indigenous people, because this is very important, especially so that we are not able to leave anyone behind. As Miss Philippines Earth, we have to use our voice to implement beautiful things so that we can create a much more harmonious environment for us to live in. Thank you very much.
Question from UE student.
Good afternoon. I'm Stephanie, a grade 12 student from STEM Strand, and this is my question for you. Expert noted that by 2030, if we will not reduce our carbon emissions, the effect of climate change would become irreversible. What specific ways can you do as an advocate of the environment to prevent this from happening?
Thank you, Stephanie. Well, we all know that climate change is not just a distant threat, it is already a lived experience. That is why I believe that it is important for us to learn how to implement different initiatives in order for us to combat this. First thing is that we have to transition to cleaner, like renewable energies. And second is that we have to embed sustainability in education. And lastly, we have to enforce a much more stronger environmental laws so that we can help each and every one, so that we are able to create a much more green or a greener future for us to live in. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you. And that was Vigan Ilocos Sur.